Hi, I'm Sasha Mitchell. I'm going to talk to you about my self-initiated project, The Colour of Pain. A self-initiated project is a great way of producing work that you are passionate about and for causes that you want to work with and for. By producing work you enjoy making, you are building a portfolio to entice clients that you will enjoy working for. I decided to start this project by listing my Module 1 projects. From this, I could see which projects I could possibly take further. There were a few that could be developed. I decided to sketch some of these ideas and imagine what outcomes could come from them. I realised I was looking in the wrong place for my project. I needed to ask a question about what I was passionate about, which led me to design a small question book for myself. I asked questions such as, what are you passionate about? What do you say no to? What are the priorities in your life? What keeps you up at night? What can you do to change this? This seemed to be a project in itself, but I used these questions to lead on to my actual self-initiated project. The Colour of Pain. I care deeply about physical and mental illnesses and the awareness of diseases. After researching a number of project routes I could go down, I ended up with a question I was passionate about answering. Can we use colour in a medical profession to improve diagnosis and management for patients suffering long-term and chronic pain? This was a deep question that sparked an interest I already had in colour theory, giving the tool of colour meaning. Chronic pain affects more than 2/5 of the UK population, meaning that around 28 million adults are living with pain that has lasted for 3 months or longer. There are many pain scales being used around the world. However, there lacks the professional use of visual tools to communication of pain, with the only method being used by most healthcare professionals, the 1 to 10 pain scale. Who uses the pain scale most commonly? Chronic illness and chronic pain patients. Why would they want an improved system? Pain is such an individual experience, it's very hard to communicate this experience to other people. By helping people feel less isolated, we reduce the risk of mental health issues associated with chronic conditions. A quote from a pain patient. Until I became a patient with chronic pain, I never understood how complicated that scale actually is. Why would colour help translate this pain? With different hues and saturation, we can visually communicate the types of pain and intensity. This can be especially useful for visual learners and those with dyslexia. It might not help everyone, but if it helps even one person feel less isolated, then we should use it. I created a timeline for how I would achieve this project over the coming weeks. At this point, I understood the brief I had given to myself. I now needed to begin visualising how this brief could go. I looked at 5 routes that I could answer this brief with: a badge, forms, a book, a poster, and the most responded to idea, a swatch book. Beginning to realise that this was the better route, I started experimenting with it. I began by taking a colour picker and looked at how I could possibly use the X and Y axes, comparing the intensity of pain against the type of pain you might feel, such as burning and aching. I began designing the swatchbook pages, with strips of colour correlating with the types of pain I'd given to them in the graph I made. From this, I was able to produce a small mock-up of this idea. People were responding well to this visualisation. I learned from this piece that it had to be large and tactile. The weight and paper would have to be important as visuals, similarly to a Pantone book or Dulux paint chart. For what I learned from this test, I began developing a final piece. I improved the shape, the layout of colours. I named each colour and labelled them with their hex codes. It was a large improvement. I was able to digitally mock these up and see how designs would work as a swatchbook. Once I was happy, I printed the pages onto thick card and bound them with split pins. Although it was not a full product outcome, it was functional, and I was able to see the success of the project. Now I had the product to hand, I decided to interview pain patients from the IBD support group that I run. I questioned them on their views of the pain management 1 to 10 pain scale, and they agreed that there was a large deal being missed with the system. The response to my project was a positive one. I also got a lot of critical feedback that I was pleased with that could help towards taking this project further if I wished to.
Some people don't want to say how badly they feel, maybe, or what the pain's like, or oh well, I just woke up with a bad head this morning or something. I think with the colours it'd be easier to see relativeness between one day and the next.
I found that colour can be used to translate pain for chronic pain patients. However, everyone responds differently and it may not work for everyone. If this product was to hand, I believe many pain patients would find some comfort in it, even if it was a small one, with even some of the people I interviewed wanting to take the swatches away with them.